When transporting the goats and sheep, there are two legislations I am complying with, which are the Welfare of Farm Animals in Transport, based in England, 2007, and the Animal Welfare Act of 2006. The welfare of farm animals in transport applies only to farm animals. It states that cattle, sheep, and goats, after 14 hours of travel, must be given a rest period of at least 1 hour for them to be given water and, if necessary, feed. After this rest period, they may be transported for another 14 hours. The regulation requires that an animal must be fit for an intended journey before the journey starts and must remain significantly fit throughout the journey. The codes of practice. A person responsible for a farmed animal should not attend to the animal unless they are aware of the code of practice and have a relevant code of practice, which means a code of practice that is issued under Section 14 of the Animal Welfare Act or the Sanitary Welfare Code issued under Section 3 of the Agricultural Act of 1968, relating to the particular species of farm animal to which the person is attending. And the Animal Welfare Act of 2006. When complying with this legislation, you need to follow these 5 welfare needs, also known as the 5 freedoms. Number 1, to provide the animal with a suitable environment. Number 2, to provide the animal with a suitable diet. Number 3, the need to be able to express natural behaviour. Number 4, to be housed with or without others. And number 5, to be protected from pain, suffering, injury and disease. I made sure the trailer was safe before the goats and sheep were loaded onto it. I checked the roof to see if it was waterproof and that it was sturdy. I made sure that the trailer had a window or a gap where fresh air could get in. I checked the floor for any breaks that could make the floor unsteady. A maximum pen size of 3.1 metres for sheep within the trailer. And they should have an area of 20 to 30 metres squared space. The equipment we used were 2 food buckets, which had a handful of muesli in to tempt the goats from their house to the trailer. When we reached the trailer, we took a handful of food and threw it into the trailer to get them to go on board. And also we used the trailer itself. For alternative equipment, you could use one of the following: head collars, which could go around the animal's head with a rope attached to them so you could guide them to where you want them to go. Although because Sean is not very nervous and doesn't like to come close to humans, it would be rather difficult to catch him on a head collar. Instead of the food buckets, you could just hold the food in your hand. Although if you're on your own transporting the animals, it would be rather hard to control them and shut all the gates behind you.